because we know that personal brand is personal, and most of us were building these personality centric brands that are really centered around who we are, and what our beliefs and our values. So we dig into your beliefs about who you are, the values that you hold, your mission and the work that you want to do in the world. We dig down into those things. So what I'm doing as we're doing this, I was in Denmark a few weeks ago, and I went to the Lego headquarters, and I saw some incredible things that you can build with Lego bricks. I mean, it was fascinating. And I walked away going, wow, that's how I look at the work that I do. They bring me all their Lego bricks, and we sit there and we put it together piece by piece. We put it together brick by brick. We take who they are and who they were, their discovery of who they were truly created to be, and what they really desire, and their vision and their mission and their values and their beliefs that sometimes we have to dismantle in order to rebuild. I mean, that work there, me personally, that work is the best work. It's the most transformational work. Because once we get to some of the other things, like, kind of like your offer and your client, that, in my mind, that's pretty like standard, but that work is very powerful. So again, we do all of that work on the identity level, then we get into the ideal client, and we get into the offer, and we get into how you're going to show up in the marketplace, and the type of visibility you're going to have. So I went through this process with my client about 4 years ago. And she actually came to my home. She was here in Florida. She came to my home, and over a series of sessions, and we got to work. She came with an idea. She had nothing other than an idea. And we did that work. We built out her brand. I even helped her with the visuals because she wanted to reach a certain type of woman. And she was starting a women's reinvestment network. Reinvestment, I said that all wrong. She started a women's real estate investment network. And she grew that business from nothing, zero. And last year, I actually interviewed her last year, and last year she hit 10 figures. 10 figures. But we built such a solid foundation. Of course, she went on to do other things in terms of how she actually she implemented doing challenges, really, is how she grew. But that was during the pandemic. But before that, she was just doing live events. She was going in, doing a live training, and it just took off from there. But we built, and she said this herself, what we built in terms of that foundation allowed her to be able to scale to 10 figures. So for me, that was proof of concept.
That's just a fascinating proof of concept. I think it really proves this point too about the importance of building the foundations. When you have the foundations really solid, that it gives you that ability to fly pretty much from that point. And so many great takeaways I heard from what you shared there. So even just starting with that question of what is it that you want, and how that is so more difficult a question than people think it is.
Yes.
You would think it's the easiest question, what do you want? But it proves to be perhaps one of the most profound questions you can really ask. It reminds me of a lesson I once learned about a really powerful coaching question, is to ask people, what do they want? And then what else? And what else? And what else? And to keep asking what else, because you really have to dig beyond just the superficial desires, as you said, to really get to the substance of who
Yes.
people are and what they want to create and what it is they want to bring into the world through their businesses. And how, again, as you were saying, that that's so important to set these firm foundations for everything
Mhm.
else that
Mhm.
you will build.